As well as gentlemen, Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone arena action. I think it's time to do another Warlock run. We're gonna go ahead and try to do the aggro thing, if of course that comes up. Well, it's not coming up just yet, because these two cards are unplayable garbage. We're gonna have to grab the Sunwalker here, which is excellent. Okay, so the Succubus is a card I just flat out do not like. I hate how you can have your whole turn or next couple of turns played out, and then if a bad card gets discarded, it just sort of sucks, and if your opponent has a random 3-2, your Succubus will die. We'll take the Voidwalker. Windfury Harpy is probably the better card in the abstract than the Voidwalker, but I don't want to take 2 6 drops to start off my arena. Let's go ahead and balance things out a little bit. Okay. Here I think is probably a very important point, because if we're trying to do aggro, we gotta get the Leper Gnome. It's a good 1-drop. But if we're going to go for a more balanced deck, then the Shadow Bolt's better. We'll take the Shadow Bolt and go for a more balanced deck. I mean, aggro is still a possibility. It's just a little bit less likely now. Okay, well, Sense Demons is definitely playable, but I'm going to try the Dragonling mechanic here. It's similar to the Silverhand Knight. The summon has 1 less health, and the mechanic itself has 2 less attacks. So I guess the Silverhand Knight... Wow, hold on, now that I think of it that way. The Silverhand Knight is 3 extra stat points for 1 more mana. God, that seems better. A lot better. Alright, we'll take the Silverhand Knight. We'll try the Dragonling mechanic some other time if it comes up again. Okay, the Warden is playable, but these 2 cards I think are significantly better enough that I would take them over the Warden. I'll take the Ooze as an out against weapons and to have 2 drops. Okay. Drain Life, I'm not a super big fan of. Stranglethorn Tiger is one of my favorite cards in the game. Let's go ahead and go for the 1 to 6 mana spread, fill up our hole here, and grab Dark Iron Dwarf. It's just really good. Even if this doesn't end up being an aggro deck, which is looking like it isn't, this is still just a fantastic card to have. Okay, the Sunfury Protector is eminently playable, but I'm going to take the Azure Drake. Spell damage can be really good for Warlocks. With, Soulfire, Shadow Bolt, Mortal Coil. Oh, it's so tasty with spell damage. Plus the other cards are not that great. Mortal Coil... I've decided the Murloc Tidehunter. I've been wrong. I think this card is totally fine. But Mortal Coil is really good, and I'm a bit low on removal. I only really have the Shadow Bolt, so we'll take the Mortal Coil here for some card draw and removal. Sacrificial Pact, I don't think I can take that. I can take another Mortal Coil or a Stormwind Champion. I actually had some helpful commenters point out that perhaps I undervalued the Stormwind Champion a little bit, so it's something I would consider here, especially when you're a Paladin. I should have probably drafted this card instead of passing on it, because you can put those recruits. Obviously, I'm not a Paladin anymore. I'll take another Mortal Coil for some more removal here. Okay, Sunaugur is definitely playable, but we'll take the Siphon Soul. I like having 1 of these in the deck, and it's a rare, so you probably can't expect to see it again. It's nice to just be able to have 1-click removal, and the health gain's obviously nice as a Warlock. Okay, what we don't have here is any Taunt. Sense Demons I think is a very good card. We're a bit low on those. We really just have the Voidwalker. And then if you have already drawn him, all of this gives you is 2 bad imps. So we'll take this nice 3-drop here. So this is not a crazy aggro deck or anything. It's just going to be a normal old try to take good cards, play them, and win deck. I kind of now regret that this Voidwalker is here. I would much rather it have been a Windfury Harpy, given how things turned out. But anyway, it was the 2nd pick of the draft or something, so I had no way of knowing. We'll take Soulfire here. It's a fantastic card. Okay, Succubus, still don't like it. Do I take it just because I need 2 drops? Nope, I'll take a Shadow Bolt. By the way, I will take Shadow Bolt over Drain Life anytime. The extra damage is way better than the health. Okay, well, the Acolyte of Pain will give me card draw, which is not something I necessarily need as a Warlock. Here I could grab a Windfury Harpy or this Raptor. Let's take the Harpy. We'll go for more of an endgame Warlock deck here, and that does leave a gaping hole in our 2-drop area, but still have more than half the draft to go, so hopefully we'll pick some stuff up. Okay, Corruption is awful. Dread Infernal is, I think, a really great card, but I'm going to take Fen Creeper. I only have the Grizzly for Taunt. This is a very, very nice, beefy body. Sure, for 1 mana, I lose 3 attack, which is unfortunate. And the damage is sometimes really great on this as well. But with the Soulfire, double Mortal Coil, double Shadow Bolt, and the Siphon Soul, I'm actually not as concerned about removal as I was a little while ago. Okay, Demon Fire is fantastic. We'll just take it. The other 2 cards are unplayable trash. And then Soulfire, the other 2 cards are unplayable trash. So, yep. We have another chance to take an Azure Drake. I'm going to grab Defender of Argus here, though. Other than the Dark Iron Dwarf, I don't have any buffs. And then, of course, the Taunting can be the graving. The icing on the cake is what I'm trying to say. Okay, getting a 5-drop here. I could take this for the consistent stats or this for the more explosive potential. We'll grab the Frostwolf Warlord. It, of course, could go badly for me, but I'll take it. Only playable card here is the Blade Master. Man, I'm lucking out. I have to be honest. This has been very lucky so far. I've got a lot of rare picks where, it's 2 trash rares and then a good one. So it's fortunate that I'm seeing that. Succubus, I still hate you. Now, the Voodoo Doctor's gotten better because I do have this Injured Blade Master, who the Voodoo Doctor can heal. And again, as I've always said, don't dismiss 2-card synergies, but I'm not going to pass up a Shattered Sun Cleric, that is for damn sure. Okay, Flame Imp, very good card. It's nice to have even if you're not going for a super aggressive deck. The Silver Moon Guardian, though, is a good 4-drop. I don't really have any non-conditional 4-drops. These are both the Dark Iron Dwarf and the Defender of Argus are both conditional on me having other stuff. So it'd be nice to have something I can just unconditionally drop on turn 4. But yeah, the Flame Imp will just sometimes win you the game if you played on turn 1, so I'm going to grab it there. Man, enough with the succubuses! I don't need more succubuses. Succubi. We'll take a wolf. Oh god, well, the Crocolisk is a consideration. I only have the Ooze and the Wolf to play on turn 2, and we're getting low. So although the Voodoo Doctor can be nifty and all, I'm going to take the Crocolisk just to have 2 mana plays. Okay, choice between Knife Juggler and the Commander. Classic 2-drop versus 6-drop choice. Knife Juggler would be nice to have down, but I'm going to take the Argent Commander here for some more removal and some more endgame. Okay, well, the Cult Master is a bit conditional, and my curve does have this kind of fat end up here, which makes the Cult Master a bit more of a dicey proposition. So what is Sense Demons getting for me? A Flame Imp and a Voidwalker? Did I have any other bigger demons? I don't think I did. I never did take that Dread Infernal. Shoot, I might be, like, undervaluing demons and Sense Demons, but the only playable card here then is Cult Master, so I just have to take it. Okay, Ironbeak Owl. Do I take a Silence? Nah, I have plenty of removal. I still think these are overrated. We'll take an Argent Squire for another 1-mana drop. Well, this is pretty much what the Doctor ordered. I'm lacking for 2 drops, and the Fairy Dragon's one of the best ones. Ooh, Flame Imp number 2, but no, I'm going to take Hellfire. This did not end up being an aggro deck. The curve is quite flat, so the Hellfire's great. It's just amazing board clear. I mean, 3 damage to all characters. It's almost as good as Flame Strike for 3 mana less. It's pretty marvelous. And we're ending up with the Shadow Flame, which is awesome. So, Shadow Flame, destroy a friendly minion and deals attack damage to all other enemy minions. You're spending 2 cards for the effect, but just from experience, I know that it's freaking awesome. Doesn't maybe look that good, or maybe if you're a better player than I am, you can look at that and go, oh yeah, of course it's awesome. But for me, I was like, okay, it's removal, but like, you know, I have to kill my own creatures. I'm spending 2 cards, so it needs to kill at least 3 things to actually come ahead. But no, it's just inexperience. Via experience, I found it's just an amazing card to have. Okay, Ravi's Ruck, it's great. See how this flat draft turned out. Want to keep Soulfire? Mortal Coil, it really depends. I mean, if it happens that he plays a 1 toughness creature or that I do some trading, the Mortal Coil could be great. But it's also possible that this just won't be able to do anything, because if I don't put any other creatures out, I'm not going to get his stuff down to 1 health. Anyway, this is a bit of an awkward opening hand. It's likely I'm going to end up losing one of these cards anyway, thanks to Soulfire, so we'll see. Shattered Sun Cleric, well, it could have been, I think, a Succubus or something? I don't remember. Innervate, oh my gosh, he's got the... Oh, my opponent needs to watch some more Papa Boris. Don't innervate 3-mana creatures. I thought he was going to innervate something for... something for 4 mana with the coin, but he just innovated a 3-mana creature, which you shouldn't do. Just not hard, and it's not difficult enough to get this out. As it is, I am going to take it out. My only real decision is, do I play the Crocolisk and Soulfire, or do I Life Tap and Soulfire? Well, let's play the Crocolisk, I guess. So I could lose the Shattered Sun Cleric here, which would be sad. And it is what happens. Jeez, that sucks. Ugh, I wanted to play it next turn, get a 3-3, make this a 3-4, maybe kill something he plays. God damn it. Oh, man, I just have had pretty bad luck lately. Now, I'll be the first to say that good players get lucky more often than bad players, so if you always think you're having bad luck, chances are you're making mistakes, but that was just, it was really bad luck. I was a 1 in 3 chance, and I lost my Shattered Sun Cleric. Alright, he's going to just whack me, which is fine. Hopefully I get a 3-drop, maybe? Yeah, Shadow Flame. Okay, well, now I'm looking kind of stupid. This could have been a Void Terror, though, which isn't exactly playable. Maybe I get a 1-drop? Nope, not a chance. Alright, well, this is really awkward. I should have mulliganed one of these Mortal Coils. I kept it, and then I drew the other one. Now, what's kind of nifty is if he plays something with 2 toughness, I can throw both Mortal Coils at it, which is kind of sad, but it's something I could do. And then I don't end up going down in cards, because the second one draws me the card back. Oh, this is awful. I can actually Shadow Flame the Crocolisk and kill the Panther. I would do that if it killed more than just 1 creature, but it only kills 1. Okay, that is lovely. This could have been a Spiteful Smith, actually, which would have been fine. I could play it next turn. As it is, I'll be playing the Silverhand Knight next turn, which is also fine. So we're getting into our late game drops here. I just don't really have enough board presence to necessarily be able to hang in there. Oh, my opponent chooses to go for the throat. Can't exactly blame him. So now I don't have enough mana to both play my creature and remove his stuff. So what I'm going to do is just play the Silverhand Knight and kill that Panther. Okay, so the Keeper can kill my Squire, but then my Knight can kill the Keeper, which is fine. And the next turn, I don't know. I could see myself dropping any of these things. He's going to Wild Growth, so he's racing up. He's going to hit turn 8 a turn sooner. Makes me wonder if he's trying to get an Ironbark out. I don't think I did get any healing in this deck, did I? I passed on a couple of Voodoo Doctors, if I remember correctly. He's going to get me down, you know, a point a turn here. Alright. I am going to go for the most aggressive play, which is the Wind Fury Harpy. What would really make me sad is if Starfire, because it would cost his whole turn, but it would give him card advantage, and it would knock a lot of my power off the board. This is 8 damage right here per turn. It's kind of a lot. I'm swinging for 12 damage, which is going to kill him in 3 turns. I mean, obviously, more stuff will happen. Maybe these guys aren't just going to be swinging for 3 turns, but it's a lot of damage is what I'm representing here. And these Mortal Coils, okay, Mortal Coils I still say is a good card, but they have been sort of sitting dead in my hand the entire game. It's not really a Starfire, it's a swipe. Well, it's interesting. It means another swipe would kill them both off. I don't think he can luxuriously wait for that. He could also have a Moonfire and then trade and clear my board. He could also play bad cards like Elven Archer and clear my board. Hero ability, I'm happy to see that, so he has nothing fancy or wacky or anything like that. Does he have anything for the Silverhand Knight? Elven Archer, Moonfire? Nope, okay. Wonderful. Okay, well, here what I think I'm going to do is life tap and Frostwolf Warlord, so let's life tap it up. Fen Creeper. Ah, it's better than Frostwolf Warlord. Kids, this is why you should always draw cards first. So the Fen Creeper protects my Silverhand Knight from my opponent's hero ability. Now you might say, well, Boris, he could still kill it with Swipe or Moonfire or Starfall. Well, gotta make your opponent work for his kills. You know, an almost dead creature is better than an already dead creature. If I didn't play the Fen Creeper, this guy was already dead. Now he's just almost dead, and that can sometimes make all the difference. So what's nice about this Fen Creeper, has 6 health. So it survives Swipe and hero ability. War Golem, very good card for my opponent, and it's actually quite scary here. I might need to Siphon Soul that. Maybe. We'll see what I draw. Shadow Bolt. So let's think. Shadow Bolt gets us down to 3 health, and then Mortal Coil doesn't quite do it. Shadow Bolt plus this guy will do it, but I don't have enough mana. I could do this guy, run in for 4 damage, get him down to 3. Throw away the Silverhand Knight. That's another option. But let's think. So what's the worst case scenario? Notice how at 8 mana he played a War Golem. That means he doesn't have Ironbark Protector. He clearly would have played that if he had it. So maybe I should just assume he doesn't have Ironbarks and use the Siphon Soul. It's just that if he then ends up playing an Ironbark later, I'll really regret it. Granted, this guy plus this guy will kill an Ironbark. So actually I'm fine even if he does do that. So am I going to life tap this turn? I don't think so. I think I'm getting a little low. So let's just Siphon Soul. Oh, I guess I do gain 3. No, I'm not going to life tap. We'll leave it alone. I'll life tap if I need to life tap later on. Here we'll forgo the chance at a card. I've got all the cards I need. I've got removal, mass removal, burn, more removal, creatures. I got everything I need here. I got hose in different area codes, so it's fine. Okay, this is a big card for me to deal with. Fen Creeper. By the way, this Fen Creeper could have been a Dread Infernal, which would have been unplayable, so it's a good thing I did not draft that. Shadow Flame will actually, on the Silverhand Knight, we'll get this down to 2 health, and it'll kill off the Imp Master and the Imps. That's one option. Another option is to use this guy, Pop Divine Shield, Mortal Coil, draw a card, swing for 7, get him down to 7 health. That seems really good. I mean, I have Hellfire in my hand, which is burn, so I like the idea of... getting him low. I'm threatening the kill. Okay. So we're gonna swing. Now I need to deal just 4 damage to him. And then Hellfire will finish the deal. Now, if he armors up, I'll need to deal 5 damage to him, and at the moment, I don't actually have any buffs or anything like that. So, yeah. My Shadowstone Cleric has been discarded. I lost it to a Soulfire, but I believe I have another Soulfire, though, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I have any more charge creatures. Alright, he's going to swipe that. So still has 6 mana to work with. Can he kill this and this guy? That's what he needs to do. He's got to kill them both. Or kill the Fen Creeper and then armor up, which will also work. Time has kind of passed this Frostwolf Warlord by. I kind of do wish it was just the Spiteful Smith, honestly. Honestly, you know, this could have been a... Oh my god, this could have been like a Nightblade. That would be game winning right there. Or a Nightblade. That's hilarious. Alright, well, when the smoke clears, I have a life advantage, a card advantage, and soon to be a board advantage. So I guess it's fine. A bit sad Shadow Bolt can't target my opponent directly, but we'll make do. Let's play the Ooze. And we'll play the 5/5. Do I Shadow Bolt a 1/1? I mean, sure. Why not? It stops him from being able to kill this with his hero ability, or Moonfire. I have another one behind it. And I have Hellfire. I just need to hit him for 4 damage. That's it. Just 4 damage is all it takes. This does not hurt the opponent, sadly. 4 more damage. If he plays an Ironbark Protector or something, I can actually kill it with these 2 guys and play Cult Master first to draw 2 cards, which is great. I wish I had a little bit more burn. One of these could have been a Drain Life, which wouldn't have been enough to kill him, but would have gotten me closer. Okay, well that's not doing anything for him. I actually have a lethal damage on the board. He says well played, he shouldn't have. I had a run recently where actually my opponent missed the chance to kill me outright, and he still ended up, it was a mage, she still ended up winning, but I actually had a chance. I had a 1 in 3 chance of winning the game, and I didn't get it. But she gave me a, you know, a 33% chance to win when she could have just killed me flat. So he shouldn't have had well played. I might have, like, you know, buffed my guy and like run into the Ventrico Mercenary or something dumb, and then given him more time to draw out of that situation. I mean, an Ironbark Protector, I could have bull rushed past. But if he had played like 2 Ironbark Protectors in a row, or like 3 or something, then he could have actually come back in the game and won it. I could have dealt with 1. I couldn't have won like and killed an Ironbark. I could have just killed the Ironbark with profit. And then I could have killed another Ironbark using the Cult Master and Shadow Bolt. And then the 3rd Ironbark I could not have killed, which is very unlikely, of course, for him to have that many Ironbarks. But the point is, he had, you know, a non-zero chance. Bowser the Warrior. Shadow Bolt is a must-keep against Warriors, because if he plays a Frothing Berserker, you really need that 4 damage to kill it. And if he plays a Warsong Commander, you just need to have something to kill it, so you really can't mulligan this, even though it'd be nice not to have it right away. Alright, do I coin out the River Crocolisk? There's no particular thing I can do. All that really does is just let me... If he plays a Knife Juggler, I can like kill it right away with the Crocolisk or something. Oh boy. Fiery Vortex. Well, I do have an Ooze in here. It'd be nice to draw it. Boy. Well, let's think. So I could play the Crocolisk and have it just die to the Fiery Vortex. What else am I realistically going to do about that? I mean, I could just life tap. I'll just life tap. So it's a risky move here for sure to life tap. But what I'm doing here is I'm just basically gearing up for a bit of a control game. So he'll play something, I can Shadow Bolt it. He'll play something again, I can Soulfire it. And if we can make it a turn 4, I can actually make this Fen Creeper and then theoretically put creatures behind this Taunter. Man, this was such a good draft pick. I'm just going to give myself some props. Such a good draft pick, that Fen Creeper, because it could have been a Dread Infernal. But because it's a Fen Creeper, it actually gives me a chance to get some creatures into play against this Fiery Vortex. Now, I'll be the first to say, you don't want to just, like, not play creatures because your opponent has a Fiery Vortex. Eventually, you do just need to suck it up on the chin and get the stuff out there. Ah! Ooze! Thank you! Finally! Do I play it? I'm going to play it. I sure as hell am going to play that thing. Yeah, we'll just do it. Now, if I were holding on to a Mortal Coil, I would go ahead and just drop this Crocolisk. However, at the moment, I see no reason to let this Kor'kron Elite kill the Crocolisk for nothing. Don't really want to life tap, though, so what we'll do is we'll just get really far ahead. I'm going to coin out, Shattered Sun Cleric, buff my thing, and I'm going to Soulfire this bad boy. I don't really want to... Wait a minute. I don't really want to lose any of these, do I? I would love to lose the Crocolisk, but I don't want to lose the Fen Creeper, the Azure Drake, the Defender of Argus, or the Summon Creeper. Ah, crap. You know what? I'm just going to keep that Soulfire for now. I mean, there's no way to avoid it. You're always going to lose something good when you have a deck full of good cards and you're running Soulfire. I want to see, though, what my opponent wants to do. Does he attack me? Does he think he can aggro out? Or is he going to play it safe and trade? So he is going to get to kill 2 things with his second Fiery War Axe. Balls. Well, alright, here we go. This is the time for the Fen Creeper. So Fairy Dragon plus Fiery War Axe will kill my Fen Creeper, but I don't mind that. That's sort of 1.5 for running him, because it's creature plus a tick of the weapon to kill this is fine. If he has an Execute or something, that's a little bit worse. I'm already at 20, which is kind of dicey, but this Sunwalker, man, it's a good card, the Sunwalker. Looks okay, he's gonna use up his weapon, fine. So I'm gonna drop the Sunwalker here. This is a good illustration of what I don't like about this card. It's just basically the fact that I'm hoping and praying that he doesn't have like a slam or something. You never feel entirely safe putting a Sunwalker out here. Now granted, better against a warrior than against, say, like a mage who can polymorph, shaman who can hex, hunter who can deadly shot. So I guess this is about as good as like a blank Sunwalker gets. But if he had a slam or something, he could have popped the Divine Shield, drawn a card, and killed it with the Tiger. Luckily, he didn't have slam, which is great. Notice my opponent quite cunningly does not reveal this Tiger to pop the Divine Shield, stopping me from removing it. So I can do a couple of things. I think what I really want to do, though, is actually play the Defender of Argus, making this a 5/6. That will prevent the Tiger from just killing it outright. If I were holding on to Mortal Coil, I wouldn't mind this Tiger killing it, because then I could just finish the Tiger off. But as it is, I see no reason to do that. So what we'll do here is think carefully. I could play the Crocolisk and the Defender of Argus. But, unfortunately, if I do that, the Crocolisk is only a 3/4 and it'll just die to this Tiger for no particular reason, which I don't super like. I can also play the Crocolisk and put the Defender of Argus on the other side, just making this a 4/5, using it as a kind of an overpriced Shattered Sun Cleric, essentially. It's an option. I could make a Flame Imp that's only 4. No, not good enough. I could Shadow Bolt this thing and preserve my Divine Shield. The Divine Shield and the Shadow Bolt both do 4 damage, so if I got nothing better to do with my mana... You know, I think it's important to put creatures out here, so I'll put that out there, put this out here, kill that, hang on to the Shadow Bolt, and actually, yeah, let's go ahead and drop a Flame Imp. I didn't want either of these to have taunt, because if they did, they would just die to the Tiger. And the extra damage wouldn't make a difference, because Soulfire and Shadow Bolt kill it equally well. Alright, he's going to keep that Tiger hidden, it seems. Well, I don't know, he might decide to play Execute or something, or Slam. And then, nope. Alright, so here I have a couple of options. I can play the Azure Drake, draw a card, and then Soulfire will deal 5 damage, it'll kill this engine. I'll lose a good card, but you know what? That's fine, I think. At that point, I'm going to be overrunning him so hard that it's actually okay. So let's draw a card. Mortal Coil is actually... that's interesting. Damn, I don't have enough mana. If I could Shadow Bolt... Oh, I can actually Shadow Bolt this instead of Soulfire. That's right. Interesting. What else am I doing with my mana? Nothing? Yeah, we'll use Shadow Bolt here. So I like keeping the Soulfire around because we are now at the point where I might be able to burn him out with that Soulfire. So Shadow Bolt does not target your opponent directly. Soulfire can, so it's nice to have this in my back pocket. Mortal Coil also cannot target your opponent directly. Cleave. Alright, he gets my Flame Imp, which was probably the best outcome. I guess the best was like Flame Imp and Sunwalker, but still, it's pretty good. He had only a 2 in 5 chance of hitting that Flame Imp. Does he have a Whirlwind here? No, he's Arcanite Reaper. Oh, his Arcanite Reaper is so bad. My 5/1 is holding on for dear life here. Is he actually going to hit this thing? It doesn't actually make any difference. I don't care. I win the next turn regardless. This is 9 damage, so yeah, he's just praying I don't have any burn or anything, and sadly for him, I do. So this spell damage was really good. The Shadow Bolt killed this engine for me. With the Soulfire, it makes no difference, but here we go. We have a nice sort of generic good cards mid-game, end-game Warlock deck, and we got 2 strong wins. Now, I do have a bit of a history of starting out 2-0 and then getting smashed, but what's nice is that here, I think those opponents are both pretty good. I didn't notice any obvious play errors. That Warlock, I think, armored up before attacking in that last turn, but I mean, other than that, they were pretty fine. So anyway, it was good games. Hope that this run does well. Haven't had a successful run in a while. I haven't had a money run in it what feels like forever. So we'll see. If you enjoyed the video, please like and or subscribe. And I'll go ahead and see you soon with the remainder of the games. Till then.